Hey, OkBHealthy pals, trying again here. Let's see if I can get you back online. Looks like I'm rolling again. Sorry about that. Our live feed dropped. So hopefully I can get everyone back on here and we'll start again. Okay, Virginia, hi. So if you had a question, you asked a question and I didn't answer it, you can rewrite the question now and we'll start our feed again. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Sorry. Gotta love technology. I love it, and sometimes it's frustrating. But I just got dropped. So hopefully I'm back on and I can answer more of your questions. Yeah, just learned something new. Lemon balm is an herb, which I knew that, but I thought maybe it could be part of the lemon tree, but it's not. It's not part of the lemon tree. So see, we learn something new every day. Hi Bessie, hi Risa, hi Tom. Welcome guys. If you have questions, please write them again so we can get started with answering some more questions for you. I had some questions yesterday. This was a good one. Someone said, this is from Kelly Mock yesterday. Good morning, Jacqueline. If someone has high cholesterol, should they stay away from coconut oil? My dad has early signs of dementia. I have heard that eating a teaspoon of coconut oil can help the brain. Your thoughts? Thanks in advance. Absolutely use coconut oil for the brain. It's fantastic for the brain. Dr. Bruce Fife has a lot of books on this. He has a book called Stop Alzheimer's Now, but it also talks about dementia and neurological disorders. So check that book out if you haven't. Good morning, Imrat. If you have not checked that book out, find it. But yes, definitely, absolutely get some coconut oil in your system. Okay. Marissa says, what to do for hypothyroidism? Hypothyroidism, yes, the thyroid. Hypo means it's cold. You need to wake it up. You need to awaken it and let it get excited about life again. And ways you can do that is, one, there's a few things. So you want to make sure you're eating selenium. You can eat selenium through Brazil nuts. Brazil nuts, 3 to 5 Brazil nuts a day will help with your increase of selenium into the body. And you want to make sure you're getting iodine every day. Make sure you take 1 drop of iodine to the skin daily, or eat your Celtic salt, or do both. There's a minuscule amount of iodine wrapped up in the magnesium crystals of the Celtic sea salt crystals. And when you crunch into that, it's a minuscule amount that's released into the mouth. But I would also do a drop to the skin of iodine, and you can do that daily because your thyroid needs selenium and it needs iodine to convert that into thyroxine, and thyroxine is what makes your thyroid function properly. High estrogen opposes thyroid function. So if you have a hormonal imbalance, which most of us do, especially if you're on birth control, or if you wear synthetic clothing, or if you eat not very healthy meats in the past, if you've used plastics, if you've microwaved your food, it's in the water everywhere. There's estrogens that are not supposed to be in our body, and it's called estrogen dominance when this happens. And so estrogen dominance actually works against your thyroid. So you could start using wild yam cream to balance your hormones. That's a good thing you can do. Men too, men can balance their hormones as well, because men are also going through hormonal imbalances too. So definitely balance the hormones. Make sure you're getting selenium every day. Make sure you're getting iodine every day to help convert that into thyroxine. Now, mercury gobbles up your selenium. So if you have amalgam fillings in your mouth, sorry, I have one hair in my face that's gonna drive me nuts. I'm not good at pretending something's not on me. I don't like it. If you have amalgam fillings in your mouth, mercury fillings, any kind of metals in the mouth, you need to have a biological dentist check that out, look at it, and remove it naturally, in a healthy way. Remove it in a professional way so that you don't get even more mercury toxicity in your body through the blood, and he doesn't also get mercury toxicity poisoning. But those need to come out because mercury gobbles up your selenium. And so you see there's a lot of things that can work against your thyroid functioning properly. Those are some of the biggest ones to look at. Now, hypo means cold. You need to wake it up. You can use a castor oil compress by getting a cloth, a natural fiber cloth. Okay, you don't want to use plastic or synthetic on your throat, or even on your body. But just use a nice piece of natural cloth, and you put some castor oil on it, or you can do olive oil, any kind of oil, and you can dab it on there or pour a little on, let it sit, then you're gonna sprinkle cayenne pepper across it. And then you put that over the thyroid using a little piece of plastic, or guess what, you can use wax paper. If you don't want to use, or you don't want to use plastic, or you don't like the idea of plastic, you can use wax paper. Make sure the waxy part is touching the skin. If You Care is a good brand of wax paper. And there's also some more plant-based plastic wraps available now too that are biodegradable, made of plant. So you can check that out too. And then you wrap it. You can use just a neckerchief, a scarf, or anything like that to tie that on. Don't do a cayenne pepper compress when you're going to bed. That will wake up your thyroid, and you don't want to do that at night. You definitely want to do that, right, in the mornings, but you can definitely do that in the morning. Now, as you guys are asking questions, make sure to write, if you do have the diagnosis, that's great, that that they've given you, if they've given you like an idea of what it is. But what really is even better for me is knowing your symptoms, like what are you feeling, what are you going through, what's hurting, and things like that. Victoria says, the doctor said I have a pucker of the macula during an eye exam. Would the eye bright be helpful for that? I don't know what that is. Let's look that up. And then if you have any questions about what I just talked about, when we were just talking about thyroid, you can write that in there. Let's see what that is. Okay, that's a real thing, guys. A pucker of the macula. Also known as a macular pucker of epineal membrane, is a condition where scar tissue forms on the retina. Okay, so we have scar tissue forming on the retina, causing distorted or wavy vision. It can often occur due to aging or changes in the vitreous gel of the eye, and may require surgery if significantly affects vision. So I would just start with the scar tissue and definitely use castor oil over the eye. So just put castor oil from the outer corner to the inner corner of your eye at night. And this should definitely help a lot. Castor oil can break up scar tissue. Isn't that fantastic? So definitely use the castor oil over the eyes. That's what I would do. That's the first thing I would do. And I know you had mentioned, let me go back to your question. Eye bright, yeah, eye bright would be good if you wanted to take the eye bright internally, but it wouldn't be necessary. I would say for sure the biggest thing would be the castor oil. And you can put castor oil on the eyelids during the day. I call it my castor oil eyeshadow. It's naturally glowing. And people are like, ooh, what's that glow? And you can say it's my castor oil eyeshadow. You just put a little on the eyelids during the day. So it doesn't affect your driving, but it's also still penetrating and helping you break up that scar tissue. But at night, definitely put it on the eye. Yes, you can definitely take eye bright. You could definitely look into doing the eye bright golden seal cayenne pepper eye wash if you wanted to, but I think just start with castor oil and see how that goes. Make sure you're drinking lots of water. The eyes need health too. Everything in the body requires water, it requires nutrients, it requires minerals, so make sure you're giving your body a plethora of those things. That way it can give all the extras to your eyes. And yeah, golden seal, yeah, you can definitely do that. Okay, so that was a good question. I didn't know that was a thing, a pucker of the macula. It sounds interesting, doesn't it? Okay, what do I look for when I want to stop using wild yam cream? I've been on it a couple of years. Donna says, what do I look for when I stop the wild yam cream? First, look for, have all the symptoms gone away that you started using the wild yam cream for? Like, for example, hot flashes might be one. Vaginal dryness might be one. Low libido might be one. Not sleeping well, insomnia might be one. Hair loss might be one. So maybe your thyroid was off, right? Hormonal imbalances as far as your thyroid goes, your cortisol goes, you name it. It could be blood issues. It goes on and on. Our hormones are used for so many things. So that's the first thing I look at is, are all those things balanced? And if so, then yeah, definitely you can go off of it. Go off it for a week and see how you do. Your body will tell you quite quickly if it's ready for you to be off of it or not. How will you know you're ready to be off of it? You'll feel great. You won't feel any different. You won't start going back to the old ways. If you drastically feel a difference, then go back on it. If you feel like you're slowly going back to your old ways, yeah, go back on it, drastically or slowly. But if you find that your body is capable of doing it on its own again, then you know you don't need it. Your body is the best guide to tell you. What's your subscribe, please? Oh yeah, so I have a subscriber page. You can join that if you want to. It's at the top of the page under my name, Jacqueline Bourne. When we get done, I'll make sure to comment it below so you guys can see what the subscriber page is all about. We're trying to add some more format to that, so it's actually more like it just has more of a flow to it. So my current subscribers are being great. They're really awesome. They're just working with me where I'm at, and it's been fun so far learning how to just get more information to you guys. It's more of a personal page, so I post fun things like we made French toast yesterday or on Monday. So I was just I made a small reel of Jack's making French toast, the bread we used, the milk we used, and just us in the kitchen just being silly. And then we do like Q&As and things too. We do other things, but not just videos. Okay, Amanda says, what do you recommend for a pregnant woman? Okay, Amanda, like what more specific? Like, do you mean like nutrition? Do you mind just in general? Do you have a specific question? For sure, I recommend a pregnant woman, if she has a history of miscarriages, to be on wild yam cream, for sure. You wanna make sure your progesterone is 100% full progesterone ahead. Definitely drinking lots of water. Make sure you are exercising, but nothing different, right? You don't want to start doing marathons when you're pregnant, when you've never run a day in your life. But walking, staying fit, getting lots of oxygen, you're taking care of another little human being. It's amazing. You're building another baby. You're building a baby. You're building a little human being in your body. Make sure you're eating lots of mineral salt, because the amniotic fluid is made of minerals. So we want to make sure we are giving that baby plenty of minerals in that seawater that they call home for 9 to 10 months. So make sure that you're getting plenty of that. Make sure you're getting plenty of magnesium. Make sure you're getting lots of dark leafy green vegetables and fruits and all those kinds of healthy things. Make sure you stay happy and healthy and enjoy life. You know, all the basics. Those are fun. But if I was pregnant and I knew the things I knew now, I would definitely have myself eat more salt, and I would drink more water, and I would eat lots more vegetables. I would not take my prenatal vitamins. Those made me sick my whole pregnancy, and later I find out because it's mostly fortified folic acid. You can get that through folate, eating dark leafy green vegetables, things like this that I wish I would have known, that I would have just said, oh, I'm just gonna eat a humongous dark leafy green smoothie every day. And there's other things I definitely would not do that they made me do, like tests and things, but that's a good start for you. Okay, we got the next question. We have lots of viewers. Kelly says, good morning, Jacqueline. If someone has high cholesterol, should they stay away from coconut oil? My dad has early signs of dementia. I have heard that eating a teaspoon of coconut oil can help the brain. Your thoughts? Thanks in advance. Yeah, I did answer this, but I don't know if it was on the earlier one that got deleted. So definitely, absolutely, 100% yes, eat coconut oil. Coconut oil is fantastic for the brain. Did you know saturated fat is a very common thing in breast milk? It sure is, especially the first part of life, because God designed the brain to really need that thick, beautiful, saturated fat for our brains as we're developing and as we're little. But as we get older too, our brains need that. So definitely coconut oil is rich in wonderful fats that we need for the brain. So I definitely recommend, yes, coconut oil for the brain for someone who's battling dementia or Alzheimer's. There's a good book by Dr. Bruce Fife called Stop Autism Now, and he actually goes through a lot of neurological disorders, Alzheimer's, dementia, and memory loss and things. So there's a few things with that too. High cholesterol, I'm curious if they have him on a statin drug. Statin drugs actually, people are put on statin drugs because of high cholesterol, and then they start getting dementia. So I would also suggest, if he is on high cholesterol medications, that you just change his diet. Have him read the book Lipitor, Thief of Memory. Stop them right away. Of course, with only you can decide that. I can't tell you to do that. But one side effect of getting off your statin drugs is your memory will return, and you can see that in Dr. What is his name? Bruce Graveline. Graveline. Hold on. Graveline. Dwayne Graveline, in his book Lipitor Thief of Memory, he writes a lot about this. So definitely something to think about. It's really sad that they say, oh, you have high cholesterol, so now we need to stop it, and we need to give you on these statin drugs, and now the statin drugs are going to cause you not to think, and now you have Alzheimer's dementia, and now you need another medication for that, and now we'll just put you in a home, and you can slowly wither away while you still take all these medications that are making us very rich. But don't worry, you don't have your mind, so you won't even know that we're doing that to you. Crazy, right? So crazy what they're doing. My husband was picking up limbs and apparently got bit by a spider on his side, really red and few bumps. What is best to put on it? That's from Sheila. When that happens to my husband, I just said, you're fine. You're okay. No, I'm kidding. I don't say that. You get charcoal, get some charcoal. If you have activated charcoal in capsules, just break them open, mix it with a little bit of water. You can mix it with a little bit of psyllium husk and water if you want to. Or you can have bentonite clay if you have bentonite clay. Both of those are adsorbers, which means they adsorb and neutralize toxins, poisons, and it helps pull it out. So what I would suggest is anytime that happens to my boys, because I have 4 of them and they love the woods and they just are boys, and my husband too loves being outside, picking up limbs and mowing for hours. What do you guys do out there all day? Seriously, guys, what do you do? You just putz all day long outside, and I'm like, what is there that's that exciting? Limbs and trees? I don't get it, but no, we're appreciative of our very nice lawns. Thank you. So the charcoal mixed with a little bit of water, and I would just put that on his side, and so that will help draw that out. You can also do a potato poultice. A potato poultice is very helpful if it's still open. If it's closed, it's not as helpful, but if it's open, you see like a little bit of the skin still hasn't healed, you could try a potato poultice. You could do a charcoal poultice. How do you make a potato poultice? My boys call it hash brown poultices when they're little. You just shred some potato, and you put that in a little cloth, and you put the cloth then on the wound, the little bites. Also, I've used tea tree oil. I put tea tree oil on top of that after a few days of the poultices. And then I also internally have them take charcoal. So take charcoal internally, make sure you're drinking plenty of water. But that usually takes care of it for us on our side of things as far as spider bites and things go. That's what we do is charcoal. Charcoal's like my best friend. Marissa says, thank you. Can we order your product to South Africa? You can, but it's expensive. And I apologize, but I don't control the postage rates. It's very expensive to get product to South Africa. And if it does get there, it depends on your customs, what kind of mood they are that day. If they decide they like the package or if they don't like it. We try to be very honest and open and have everything labeled outside your package, so it's easy for customs, but sometimes customs just can be in a bad mood that day. So it's really just up to you, but we do ship all over the world. It just depends if they take it or not. For overactive thyroid, not cayenne pepper. No, if you have an overactive thyroid, then you need to calm your thyroid down, and you do that with ice. So you're going to do the opposite. Instead of hot, like fire, the cayenne pepper, you're going to actually do ice on the thyroid. You can do 7 seconds on, 7 seconds off, 7 seconds on. If 7 seconds feels not enough, you could do 10 seconds, you could do 15 seconds. Just don't hurt yourself, make sure you're not freezing, you're not using something that's super, super cold and you're going to give yourself freezer burn. Be careful. Look at all the hearts. Hey guys. Hello everybody. So keep that on there. That's helpful, but you still do the same thing. Make sure you have plenty of selenium. Make sure you have iodine to help convert to thyroxine. Make sure you don't have mercury fillings in your mouth, amalgam fillings in your mouth, like nickel. Amalgam is just kind of like a mesh of different metals. Nickel's also usually in there, tin, and a lot of mercury. That's really, really bad for the body, really bad. It can cause all kinds of things. Even implants in the teeth can cause a lot of problems. If you have a lot of health issues and you cannot figure it out and it's like mystery illness, I always ask people what's going on in your mouth. Do you have root canals? Do you have any kind of, did you have any kind of mouth surgery? Do you have a tooth that is like chronically pussy or has an abscess or stinks like when you floss constantly? These are things to look at, okay? Be mindful of, because if you have infection there, then it's throughout the whole body. Our body's a holistic system. It's connected. There's a tooth buddy. There's a tooth buddy chart. You can look it up. Not tooth body, but tooth buddy. Tooth buddy. There's a tooth body chart. I think it's Tooth Body, and it shows what tooth can affect certain parts and organs of the body. And then can you imagine if that tooth is infected, what it can do to those organs in the body? So yeah, that's what I would do. Make sure you're balancing your hormones right, because still estrogen dominance can mess up your thyroid function, your thing like that. Look at all the hearts. You guys are awesome. Okay. Next question. My son broke his humerus. Been told he may need plate and screws. Worried how this can affect the body if there are alternatives for treatment. Oh my goodness, that's terrible. What did he do? That's a hard bone to break, right? Let me look really quick. Now, I would say comfrey if nothing's in there. If nothing's already in there, it sounds like there's nothing in there. When did he do this? Did he just do this? Okay. Oh yeah, that's the big bone. So that's the big bone. It's the long bone in the upper arm that runs from the shoulder to the elbow. Ooh, ouchie, ouchie, ouchie. I would start using castor oil, not castor oil, comfrey salve. But you know, if there's, you know, you could ask them, hey, is there a way we could see if the comfrey fuses this together? Is there a way that we can isolate it so it's not moving, so we can use the comfrey to fuse this, you know? I'm sure they would be open to hearing you out and see. I don't know. I haven't seen, I mean, I don't know what kind of issues you're dealing with. Yeah, you definitely don't want to mess with a broken bone and all that. Because it's very painful, but also if he's young, they're growing, and so you don't want to mess with it fusing wrong. But comfrey is amazing for fusing and fusing quickly. If you have fresh comfrey, that's even the best. You want to use the leaves during the summer, spring, summer, and the roots in the winter time. So, you know, right now, if the leaves still look pretty good, which they should still be pretty good, you could use the leaves and you just mash them a bit, and you make a poultice out of it and a paste, and then you put that in a cloth, and then you wrap that around the arm. But that's kind of hard to know how to answer that entirely, but I would definitely look into comfrey. Hi, Rebecca. Rebecca's watching. She's one of my subscribers. Okay. Victoria's joined our subscriber page today. That'll be exciting. Thank you. Okay. Yeah, Sarah says, hi, Jacqueline. May you please give examples of some of your smoothie and juicing recipes? Thank you for all you do. You are so inspiring. Well, yes. In fact, this week on the subscriber page, I'm going to be doing more of my smoothies live so everyone can see what I'm making. I'm making actually a smoothie for lunch today, and I'll show all my subscribers what I'm putting in there, what I'm eating, what I'm doing in live time, so you can watch me. Hopefully I don't mess up. Hopefully I don't forget the lid on my blender and smoothie goes everywhere. That'd be something I would do. But yes, to give you a basic smoothie, I love smoothies. It's a great way to get your minerals in for your hair, right? It's just, I drink a smoothie for my hair. I do. It's easy way to get in your skin, your nails, there's no such thing as anti-aging, okay guys? But there is a such thing as graceful aging. So graceful aging, it's my graceful aging smoothie. I do want to get older. There's a blessing in getting older. You're wiser, you get to live life. It's a good thing to have a birthday and to get a little bit older. But I want to age gracefully. I don't want to age ungracefully. I've seen some very ungracefully agers, and it's not very nice. So back to the smoothie recipe. Sorry guys, sometimes I go on a tangent. What I like to do is the basic outline of my smoothie, or the basic is I always have fat. I don't always have fat. I always have fiber, and I do. Okay, let me start over. Fat, fiber, protein is a really great smoothie if you want to have a meal with your smoothie. So this afternoon, I'll probably make my smoothie as a meal because I'm just gonna have it for a big lunch. I'm gonna have fat in it, I'm gonna have fiber in it, I'm gonna have protein in it. What are some things you can put in your smoothie? So what are some good fat ideas? You can use coconut oil milk. Coconut oil in a smoothie almost acts as a white chocolate, because when it's melty and you put it in to something cold, it kind of gets, well, you've seen coconut oil when it's cold, it gets kind of flaky and gets hard. So it almost acts as like a white chocolate chip throughout the smoothie, which when you eat it and then the temperature in your mouth kind of melts it. It's kind of good. I like it. So you could put coconut oil in your smoothie. You could put coconut milk in your smoothie. You can use a protein powder. I like to use Sun Warrior. I love this brand, Sun Warrior. It's very clean. I don't mind. I used to be really picky about the gums and things. I don't mind a little bit. I prefer that over crazy preservatives and food dyes and things that I can't pronounce and carcinogens. So I will probably put some protein powder in my smoothie today. I love the Sun Warrior. I prefer natural, the unflavored, because then I can flavor it however I want to. Chocolate may not be so good with, let's say, I don't know, mango or something, but you might like that. I don't know, chocolate mango. So unflavored smoothie, unflavored protein, a good fat. You can also use avocado in your smoothie. I typically do water as well in my smoothie to get it to the consistency I like. I don't typically add ice. You can if you want to. Some people like it colder. I don't like super cold smoothies. I prefer using like a banana that's room temperature than a banana in the freezer. I don't like to use ice. I like to use room temperature water. So those are some little things I do so my smoothie's not super cold, but it's still cold because then I do frozen fruit. So you can add frozen strawberries, you can add frozen tropical fruits, you can add frozen mixed berries. You know, your low glycemics are your mixed berries. Your higher ones are going to be obviously pineapple and things like that. So it just depends on what flavor you want to go for, and you're just going to put that in your blender. So, and then the most important thing is dark leafy greens. You want a handful of dark leafy greens in there, and you blend that up. So we got greens, we got some water, we got some frozen fruit. You can add a banana if you want it to be creamy, but always fat, fiber, protein in your smoothie. It's a great way to hide barley grass, because it's very bitter. The barley grass, the wheatgrass, those are kind of a very bitter. Those dark green superpower greens, they're good, but sometimes just with water it kind of does not sit well with me. So I prefer to bury it in some fruit flavors. So I hope that gives you a little bit of an idea. If you want to watch me make it, I'm going to do that this afternoon for my subscriber page. So you can subscribe to our page and watch that with me today. But that kind of gives you an idea for a smoothie. And juices. So what are some of my favorite juice recipes? I really love carrot juice because carrot is so good for your skin. If you want a quick glow, drink carrot juice every day. Watch what happens. Carrots, also beets. Don't be scared when you go to the bathroom. I had one lady call me, something's wrong. And I'm like, did you drink beet juice? She's like, yes. I was just like, that's why. She's like, oh. So carrots are good. Beets are good. I love ginger in a juice. I love lemon in a juice. Those are some of my top favorites is carrot, beet, green apple, ginger, lemon. You can also add dark greens if you want to. You don't get that much greens. You don't get that much juice out of like spinach or anything like that, but you can still do it. I prefer making green water out of my greens if I'm wanting to drink something like chlorophyll real quick, or I just like to eat them. Like I'll just eat greens. I'll grab them out of the container, I'll roll them up, and I'll just eat them because it's just good. Good for you. So I hope that helps you a little bit on that. And yeah, fresh juices are so good for you, especially if you're having stomach issues, hiatal hernias, things like that. Just taking it real light and easy on your tummy is very, very helpful. Catronia, that's a beautiful name. Thank you for the stars. That's beautiful. I boil raw grated cocoa with water for my morning beverage instead of coffee. Is that okay? That sounds amazing. Yeah. Raw grated cocoa, unrefined, with water. It almost sounds kind of like a hot chocolate, but not sweetened. That sounds great. How do you feel? Do you feel good on that? Go for it. I used to drink coffee a lot, guys, and then I started drinking this replacement called Ticino, which we have on the store. And then I realized it wasn't really the coffee I was addicted to, it was the caffeine I was addicted to. So then when I was drinking the coffee replacement, I didn't even really want it. But then then in the wintertime, I want something warm. So then I started drinking ginger tea, which is really comforting, or hibiscus, a hot hibiscus tea, or a hot ginger tea is really comforting, or peppermint. In this wintertime, that's when I really like to use, what do you call it? Teas, herbs. Can you stop cold turkey on statin drugs? I've heard so, but I've heard many people give testimonies on yes, stopping right away and their memory returned right away. But I can't tell you what to do as far as your medications goes and how you can stop or you can't stop. You may want to speak to the doctor. You may want to cut it in half. You may want to slowly ease off of it. But I've heard many people stop the statin drugs and their memory returns instantly. They were just so in shock. One family, he got his wife back almost instantly. And the man talks about it in his book. Even Malcolm Kendrick talks about it in his book. The Great Cholesterol Con, and he has another book called The Clot Thickens. That's his newest one. But he talks about how it's just the biggest scam out there is the whole statin drug thing. What can you do to help your heart and your blood pressure, your cholesterol? And that's eat well. Watch out for foods that are toxic to the blood, toxic to your veins, toxic to the body, which is chemicals and synthetic clothing and chemicals we're washing our bodies in and chemicals we're eating, and make sure you're getting lots of antioxidants, lots of selenium, lots of good things, garlic and herbs that are helpful to the blood, your cayenne pepper, your hawthorn berry, your water. Most people don't even drink water anymore, guys. And these are the very basic things we can do for our health, is drinking water and taking care of ourselves. So, but yes, I have heard you can. How to improve memory and brain health. This is from Melissa. Yes, there's some really great herbs for that, but also it's assessing, sitting down with a notebook and pen and paper and really assessing yourself and saying, what could I be doing wrong that is not helpful to my brain? Number one, am I drinking enough water? If you're not drinking enough water, that's usually the number one reason why you're not thinking clearly, or you have depression, or you have anxiety, or you just don't feel motivated. Number one could just be not drinking enough water. Can you believe it? There's a great book called You're Not Sick, You're Thirsty by Dr. Batman Geheldage. It's good. He's got a lot of different titles for his book, but that's one of the titles. I think another one is Your Body's Many Cries for Water. So it's a really good book. Definitely the first thing to improve your memory is making sure you're drinking enough water every day. The other thing is make sure you're exercising your brain and you're not just scrolling all day long. Make sure you're reading, make sure you're memorizing. Practice memorizing scripture, right? We're memorizing a scripture this month. Every Friday we go over it. Isaiah 43:19. That's our scripture this month that we're going over. The brain needs to be exercised, it needs to be worked, it needs to be used. If it's not, then it just starts to kind of shut down. Like any other part of the body, if we're not using it, right? Like a limb. When a limb has been in a cast and not used, it starts to, atrophy, just get really small and thin and frail, and you even have to, once you get that cast off, you have to work those muscles again. You have to work that arm again. Every single body part is the same way in the body. We have to be working it. We have to be exercising it. We have to be giving it what it needs to work, to function properly. Okay, so that's some things. What are some good herbs for the brain? Ginkgo is a great herb for the brain. You have bacopa. Hopefully I'm saying these right. That's a good one for the brain. There's, what are some other ones? I'm drawing a blank. Hey, Jonas. Is Jonas in here? What are some of the herbs you're adding to your tincture for the brain? I need some of it. Do you remember? Ginseng. Bacopa, he's got his paper. He's actually making a tincture for the brain called Memory and Focus. And I think I need some of that because I already forgot what I told him we should put in it. What is it? Okay, here's his notes. Are you ready? We are putting in there ginkgo, ginseng, gotu kola. There you go. See? Check this out. Gotu kola. Yeah, that's another good one. Sage. Here's all his notes he took, and I'm gonna run through a bunch of these herbs for you. So you can kind of see which one you might want to take. But ginkgo biloba is for cognitive function. You have ginseng, which is a cognitive enhancer. You have gotu kola, which is memory and circulation. Ashwagandha is for brain protection. Sage is for reversing memory loss. Woohoo! Cinnamon helps with blood flow to the brain. I would probably also consider cayenne pepper because cinnamon can be a blood irritant for some people. Saffron improves your memory. Rosemary is for cognitive performance. Bacopa monomery is for memory and focus. Sorry, I can't read the second word. I think it's monomery. Turmeric, it protects the brain cells and reduces amyloid plaque. We know about amyloid plaques. Those start to happen if you're not getting the right amount of sleep every night. And also turmeric helps the brain cells and reduces those amyloid plaques. So good to know. Rhodiola rosea improves mental endurance and reduces fatigue and combats mental burnout. And lemon balm, we just talked about lemon balm, improves cognitive function and eases anxiety. So we are going to make a tincture, not with all of these things in them, but with a few of our favorites. We're going to be putting that in his memory tincture coming soon. But those are some things you can make your own little concoction of a tea and try to help your memory. Hopefully that helps you. Thank you, Jonas. Yeah. I got my assistants in the other room. Cecilia says, hello, my husband is trying to stop coffee. Is an alternative or a tea that he can substitute for coffee? Yeah, there's one I was talking about. I don't know if you were listening, but or if you were here yet, but it's called Ticino. I think I'm saying it right. And we have it on our website. It's under OkBHealthy. If you go to the category beverages, it's a coffee replacement. You can actually, they have a protocol there where you mix it's basically dandelion root and chicory and some other herbs that taste like coffee, but they don't have caffeine, that you add to your regular coffee. As you slowly ease off the coffee, you add more of the Ticino, and you have less coffee, more Ticino, and then you slowly ease off of it, and you can drink that instead. So it tastes like it, but it's not giving you caffeine. But as I was saying earlier, my body, I just realized my body was like not even wanting the Ticino after a while, because it was the caffeine that I originally wanted in the first place that was drawing me to that cup of coffee. It's an addiction. It's a drug. You want it, right? But I'm telling you, try it. People who doubt coffee is bad, I'm just like, listen, do an experiment. Go a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, go a month without it and see what happens. See if you go through withdrawals. See if you experience headaches. See if you don't start to feel better. Now, sometimes you'll feel a lot worse before you feel better. Sometimes you'll have serious headaches because you're going through withdrawals of that caffeine, that drug. It's a hit. It's a hit of a drug. I don't do well on caffeine at all. I get overstimulated. Everything bothers me. The way just everything gets on my nerves when I drink caffeine. I can't do it. It's almost like I have so much energy, and then all I can do is I'm just overreactive to everything and stimulized, yeah. That I just sit down and I'm like, there's so much I need to do, and I don't even know where to start. I just get overwhelmed when I'm drinking caffeine. So just be mindful of that. But that's a good way to try. Dandelion root is good. Yep, someone just wrote roasted dandelion root is a good alternative to coffee. That's absolutely true. And chicory root. Any recommendations for pressure, bed sores, or sores? Bed sores or sores? Well, bed sores, there is a salve called calendula. I like calendula salve. For sores, I guess it depends on how deep they are, how open they are, if there's inflammation there, if there's, it just depends on what they look like, honestly, how to kind of go about. If they're small, definitely calendula. You can actually make a golden seal paste with golden seal, cayenne pepper, and a little bit of maybe aloe gel, and you could put that into the sore, because what happens is it helps heal, but it also helps bring new blood, and the aloe is a healer. I would definitely consider using just a piece of an aloe plant, where you cut a nice chunk of an aloe plant. I have huge aloes in my store growing for many reasons. I'm so glad I have them, because my husband jumped on a box at CrossFit the wrong way, completely shaved the top of his shin off, and just split open the skin on top of his shin. And a nurse looked at that and she said, he's going to need a skin graft. But we've been using aloe the whole time, and it's actually coming together quite nicely, and it's healing and it's regrowing. But she said the skin won't repair itself there. You're going to need a skin graft. And I thought, I think aloe's going to do it, and it has. We've gone from like a wound that big, that long, and it's very small now. It's about like that. So aloe regenerates that skin tissue. So I would say aloe. You could cut the aloe, leave the outer skin on, and put the fresh gel onto their wound, and then secure that on. Make sure you put a bandage on, maybe you put a little piece of plastic so the heat stays in, and change that out every 12 to 24 hours. Not too soon, because you don't want to keep changing it, that way the aloe doesn't have an opportunity to make a new skin. So you give it some time. That's another good one for burns, which my son Jax burned his hand really bad one time, and it was a very, very, very bad burn, and we were able to help the body heal with aloe, the aloe plant. Okay. Okay, Sabrina says, I have an ear that feels like there is always water in it, no pain. What do you recommend? Well, there's something called arnica. Arnica is a homeopathic remedy, so depending on how you feel on homeopathics. But arnica is wonderful, because the only way you can take it actually internally is through homeopathic remedy. And I love arnica. It's for trauma, it's for bruising, it's for anything like that you have going on. We actually infuse the plant arnica in our comfrey salve for pain, bruising, trauma, and things like that. So arnica, though, as the homeopathic tablet, it's been shown to remove liquid where it doesn't need to be. So you could try like fluid on the brain. I know I had a friend who had fluid on the brain, and they were going to have to do surgery, and I just had suggested arnica, and just taking the arnica had removed the fluid out of the brain. They didn't have to do the surgery. So I would try arnica. It won't hurt to try and see if that could happen. And then, you know, you may want to look back in history. Did something happen? Did you have any kind of injury? Were you swimming, right? Like, do you have allergies? Sometimes the allergens to the dairy, the gluten, refined sugar, oats, peanuts can cause inflammation in the eustachian tubes. And so these are the little things I would look at. I would think about rebounding, help to kind of reset those bones in the inner ear. Our smallest bones in the body are in the ear, so it helps to reset that. When I was little, my mom, I was homeschooled, and she's a microbiologist, and we'd have homeschool co-ops or meetings at the house, and my mom would teach science. And one time we did a giant ear canal in our living room, and we used like a cornucopia for the cochlea in the ear, and we used the actual stirrup for the stirrup and a hammer for the hammer. It was really cool, and you got to go like go through the ear in our living room. It almost reminded me of like the Magic School Bus for the ear. But anyways, yeah, so the ear has really, really small parts. Isn't it funny how the brain just takes you somewhere and you start talking about old memories? Okay. What is good to use if you have bad teeth and don't want to get dentures? Well, there's a few things you can do. You can start coconut oil pulling, and that's taking a teaspoon of coconut oil and swishing in the mouth for, you know, ideally 20 minutes. If you can't go that long, go as long as you can, and then spit it outside. That can help a lot with the bacteria in the mouth, and also help with the teeth. Also taking sea buckthorn berry, and that's SEABUCKTHORN berry. We have it on the website too if you can't find it. You can actually rub that into the gums. That's very helpful. And you can also take it internally. It has omega-3, 6, 7, and 9, so it has a lot of omegas in it. I just was recently reading about, I think it was grapes. Grapes have a lot of healing properties for helping heal the teeth. So you could consider drinking like some organic grape juice, or just eating a few more grapes here and there. Grapes are good for the gums. And there's a good book called Holistic Dental Care, Made Easy, or Holistic Dental Care. It's by Nadine Artemis, and she has a lot of wonderful tips in there about natural mouth care. So that's something you can look into. But the most important thing is the teeth are set. And the teeth are set in our jaws, the teeth are set there. And what are the teeth being fed? The teeth are being fed through the bloodstream. And what we eat is so important to the health of our teeth. So eat lots of dark leafy greens, drink lots of water, eat lots of minerals, eat lots of wonderful foods that are mineral rich and vitamin rich, and make sure you're getting in the sunshine and getting the vitamin D through the sun. You know, little things like this can actually help so much over time. Just being mindful what foods you're eating, what foods you should be eating, what foods you're not eating that you should be eating, and things like that, okay? What can help with my daughter's new onset of adult acne along jawline and cheeks? How old is your daughter? Typically, that's a sign of hormonal imbalance. So you getting on the regular wild yam cream can really help with acne. That's also an area of detox through the lymphatic system. So rebounding every day is good. What are her food choices? What is she eating? If she's a teenager, I know how teenagers are. It's kind of difficult sometimes, especially if they're going to school or they have friends with the food choices that they make. But B5, pantothenic acid, can help, especially our teenagers. They take that when they eat something that might not be good for them. That can help convert the food into energy and help detox the body. But your B complex vitamins are also very good. Washing the face with salt is wonderful. Also using just a salt rinse and then letting it dry, let the salt dry on your face is wonderful. We make a really nice Glow Beauty Cream. There's also a beef tallow, like Jack's just made a whipped tallow cream made out of grass-fed tallow. And that's really helpful for the skin. So it just depends on which way you want to go, what she would use or what she would do. Make sure she's drinking lots of water. The skin needs water. The skin needs nutrients. The skin needs minerals. Fallon, she's a subscriber. Hey, Fallon, can you use comfrey with plate and screws? No, you can't, because it will take it out. It sometimes fuses the bones together, that it pushes the metal out. It's not that it's drawing the metal out from what we think from testimonies we've heard, but it's that it's fusing the bone back together where it pushes it out. So maybe you've had shrapnel or you do have metal in the body and you don't want it there and it's causing problems. Perhaps that's a time you would want to use it, but otherwise, no, you don't want to use it over the hardwire, yeah, something like that. How do you subscribe? Well, there's an option on the top of my Facebook page. I believe underneath the name, there's a subscriber link and you can click on that. But I'll also I'll comment it on comments here when I get off in a few minutes. We have 3 minutes left. And so that's how you can, I'll find the link for you to subscribe to the subscriber page. Great, I love some of you are helping me answer the questions. Valencia says, what coconut water? Is there benefit with the water? Yeah, coconut water is great. It has lots of electrolytes, lots of natural, wonderful electrolytes in it. The Navy actually, where was I reading? I was reading that the Navy has used salt water to transfuse blood and also coconut water to use as a blood transfusion during certain wars. So coconut water is also a lot like our blood. So it's really good, but it doesn't take the place of water. So don't just drink coconut water. Make sure you're drinking water, and you can have coconut water as a little extra. But I like to sometimes put coconut water in my smoothies, or I'll use regular water, but not too much. I'll tend to use more coconut milk because I don't really want to water down my hydrochloric acid. So if you use too much water and you already have a feeble tummy, feeble stomach, feeble digestive system, you probably want to focus more with just foods in there. Okay, let's see. Oh, my leather band rings. These are at the store. I sell these at the store. Aren't they cute? And if you are interested in getting one, you can, yeah, Kelly says, where do you get your leather band ring? That's on your index finger. So cute. This one, I don't have the blue ones, but I have the pearl ones. And it's leather. It's a leather and a pearl. That's what that is. And they're not very expensive. I think they're about $15, but we sell them here at the store. If you're interested, just call and let us know your ring size. And I think we have like 2 different sizes. I think we have like 7 and 8, but I love them. They go with everything, and I just like leather and pearl. I think it's a fun way to mix it. So if you're interested, just call the store, 405-837-5379. Janine can help you. We can send you a ring. We also have t-shirts. I got these really cute t-shirts. They're called Happy Fall, y'all. But it says Jesus Christ and Pumpkin Spice. I love it. I wore it last week. So if you're interested, we still have some shirts left too. Okay. So what do I recommend for hyperthyroidism? We talked about that in the very beginning of the video. So you can go back and watch that, Susan. If you want, it should be in the very beginning. So Rebecca says, if iodine drops on the skin dissolves fast, does that mean I'm low? Yeah, it does. So I would do it every day. If the iodine gets absorbed really quick through your skin, your body's drinking it up fast. Your skin's like, this is delicious. I love it. Give me more. So yeah, just do it every day until it stops taking it in so quickly. And then you could do it every other day. Okay. Cindy says, oh my gosh, my dad is so bad and my mom will not stop giving him his statin. She's so scared. I'd have her read the book, Lipitor Thief of Memory. Have her read that book. Hopefully she's a reader. Erica says, I finally caught you live. Yay, I'm here. Glad you're here too. Risa says, it's reverse osmosis water is best to drink. You know what? If you want to buy something like that, I know they're expensive. I like Mountain Valley spring water. I like, we have a filter on our house. We have a charcoal fluoride filter on the house. You know, it's difficult, right? Waters are crazy these days. There's so many things and you can go broke actually just buying a filter for drinking water. It's just crazy where we've come, right? But, do the best you can, leave the rest to God. Do the best you can. Sometimes there's times I was in the hotel and all I had was the hotel water and I had to pour it in and then I would let it sit. I'd pour a lot of cups of water and I'd let it sit and the next morning I would drink them and it would help evaporate some of the chemicals like chlorine and things, and it would actually taste better when I would let it sit. And I would take charcoal too. So you just do the best you can, pray for your water. So that is 10:01. That is all the time I have today for our Q&A Right Away Wednesday. Now, if you're a subscriber and you still have questions, feel free to write me on the other page because I will answer those. As always, I always answer your questions within 12 to 24 hours. So if you have further questions, you can find me on the subscriber page for the subscribers if you've had asked me questions and I didn't get to it. I need like an assistant to help me read all these questions and help me reply. There's so many wonderful ones. And so thank you guys for being here today. Thank you for just chatting with me and listening to me. And Lisa says, thank you so much for all you do and sharing your knowledge. I am a testament for lifestyle changes. I'm healthier than I ever have been in years. Well, that's wonderful. So thank you guys for being here today. Like I said, every Wednesday is a Q&A right away, meaning you can ask me a question real time and I will answer it the best I can, as quick as I can. Obviously I can't get to them all, but I wish I could, but guess what? I'm setting aside every Wednesday to do that. And every Friday. So Friday I will drop, tomorrow will be Thursday. I will drop the questionnaire. What questions do you have for me? In a post, and you can write your questions and we'll talk about them on Friday. So there is 2 chances every week. Also, if you would like a consultation, you can book a consultation with me. I have time to do that again. I used to do that for many years, and then I had to stop as I was traveling, and now I'm back, and now I do it again with the store. So that's a blessing. If you feel like you need a little bit more one-on-one time, and some things need me to go through your history. Some things I just can't answer without asking you a million questions first and kind of getting your history. So, all right, that's all I got. Now, remember, try it, prove it, display it. What does that mean? It means try the things, try all the healthy things, prove all the healthy things. It says in scripture, prove all things, hold fast that which is good. It says that for a reason. And the next part says, abstain from all appearance of evil. So be really mindful of everything you do. Make sure, what is the other scripture? Whatever you do, whether you eat or drink or whatever you do all to the glory of God. And then to end that is to display it. So we try it, we prove it, we display it. And how do we display that? We display it because it starts to naturally happen. We start to do the things and then our body starts to respond, and we're actually an outward display of our inward condition. So try that out this week, guys. Something to think about. I'll see you Friday, okay? It's back to work. Boys gotta pack some orders. They've been really quiet for me for the last hour, but they've got a lot of orders to pack. Perhaps it's your order. So I better go so we can get those out in the mail. Have a wonderful day, guys, and I will talk to you later. If you're on the subscriber page, I'll be making a smoothie soon for lunch, and so you can see how I make my smoothie for lunch today. I'll talk to you later. Okay, be healthy, pals. Bye.